I have updates. Don't you love those videos? As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be working on a project, and it's going to take a long time. So I made notes because I'm bad at things. So I will be referring to those. But first off, hello everybody. I hope you're doing good. This video I'm kind of just going to be rambling about with updates and whatnot, which I feel like would be fun because I don't usually do behind the scenes project stuff. And that's usually because I don't like letting people know that I'm working on something until it's almost done. So in case there's any problems or complications or anything with the process, if there's any setbacks, nobody has any idea except for me. But this time around, against my better judgment, I was like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if I made like a little behind the series documenting stuff that I'm doing? So that's going to be what I'm going through today, just explaining a little bit of stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna be going through that. First off, on the list we have the Warniversary, which will be on February 28th of next year. I know, really jumping the deadline on that because there's still a lot of time before that. But there's a reason I'm talking about that now, is because in case I forget later, you can say that I told you months in advance instead of reminding you when I was supposed to. This day is my birthday, and that is also going to be kind of like a streamiversary thing, which I want to try doing every year. So for a Warniversary, if anybody has any favorite clips from streams or any fan art or whatever that you want to share, I will be going over those, as well as big announcements and whatever on that. The announcements are going to range from stuff that is already done to things I'm also working on, because unfortunately, like, I wish I had more time to do everything I want to do inside of like a tight deadline, but unfortunately I have this funny thing called a full-time job. So, you know, free time and me, we don't get along. And that being said, I also have like a list of commission stuff I'm supposed to be working on right now that I'm currently avoiding my responsibilities in not doing that to work on this. So, yeah, as you guys may know, I have Warnie and she has lore, and I haven't told anybody the lore. I plan on addressing this problem very soon in two parts. One is going to be a set of character journals that is going to come out on the Warniversary, so February 28th. It will be character journals from 6 different characters, which are right here. These are they're not final designs, but pretty much the story of Warnie. Um, I came up with like the version of how she starts streaming, which is like the bunny girl design. But before there is bunny girl Warnie, there is demon nun Warnie. So this Warnie has her own lore. Pretty much what ended up happening was I actually came up with a manga, as you can see here, from a chunky script. You know, just it's a lot of pages, lots of words. This explains how Ernie starts live streaming. So this explains the events of like, hey, wanting to know what to do, starts live streaming. I storyboarded this entire thing. You're gonna be seeing a lot of Gaussian blur here. You know, it's just, oh no, do you smear Vaseline on the lens? No, I just, you know, spoilers and whatnot. I literally storyboarded this entire thing. It's a 50-page manga, and it tells the story of how Ernie became a streamer. It does a really good job of explaining that, and it also does a really bad job about explaining literally anything else about Warnie. So you learn how she starts streaming, but you actually don't learn a lot about her. So if this is chapter 1, we'll call it, of her lore, I realize that there's a lot I need to tell you about her first. Like about her life, how she became the person that she is, why she even wants to start streaming to begin with. The actual lore itself. I'm just gonna let's see. We'll land on a splash page right here so I can get rid of that Gaussian blur. But I figured, you know, this story, which I already have completely written, completely storyboarded, I will tell this later. But there's another story I need to tell first, which is the story of Demon Nun Warnie, because this is like pretty much her origin story. Think about, like, this is when we need to shoot her Uncle Ben so she becomes Spider-Man. This is the story of that. As you can see, I already have like the design finalized, but more so than that, there is also the support cast, which is her friends here. None of these designs are final yet. This is kind of just like the extremely rough concept art phase, but I have their names, I have all their lore, and you will actually find out a bit more about that during the Warniversary, because I have a series of 19 journal entries that I'm going to be releasing all written from the perspectives of these characters. Every single journal entry has a key point of lore in it, and I'm working with a bunch of different people trying to get that coordinated. So if you're one of those people that agreed to help me, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, so before I actually start on this manga endeavor, you are going to be receiving 19 different journal entries about Warnie's lore and world building. You're going to get to know a little bit about all of these characters. I try to make all of them interesting. So you'll like get a little bit of world building and whatnot with them. So hopefully you end up liking that. That will release on February 28th for the Warnieversary. So that'll tell you like a bit of Warnie's lore without including Warnie herself. The next part of that lore will come from Warnie's story herself, like the actual story of Demon Nun Warnie. That is going to be the manga that I'm writing first. So instead of going with this story of how Warnie became a streamer, I'm going to be telling this story about like literally her life and how it leads up to where she's at now. And here are some no context spoilers. So that's fun. But this is going to take a really long time, obviously. Like the journal entries, like I said, those will be released for the Warnieversary. But the manga itself is going to take the better part of a year. I could imagine. Maybe even longer. I don't know yet. I've made manga before. It's just very time consuming. But the thing is, what usually tends to happen with a lot of projects I make is I don't want to half-ass it. I want to make it like literally the best thing it can be. So if I tell you that Warnie has lore, I don't want it to be like very generic, washed out, like, oh, okay, here's lore, blah, blah, blah. No, man, I want to make this thorough. I want to make this good lore. You know, I want it to be like you're eating good food. Like I designed several characters' personalities and whatnot just to tell her lore better. So hopefully you like that when it's coming out. But pretty much the gist of it is journals coming for Warnieversary amongst with other things that I can't tell you about yet. But this manga is going to take a very long time to make, probably at least a year. So another thing that I had on my list was Patreon. See that thing right there? That big word? This is the part where I say, give me money so I can spend it on jiggle physics for the character. JK, I'm rigging it myself because I hate myself. No, that money is just going to be going towards like literally maintenance costs and stuff like that. It's like, hey, I get to keep these on and I get to work on this more. I already have a full-time job, so do I need the money? No. Would it be nice to have the money? Yes. Now, that being said, I have no idea what to do for perks and stuff like that for Patreon that don't include making more work for myself. So I could say like, yeah, I'll, draw extra art and behind the scenes and you'll be included in the story and a bunch of these cool little Patreon perks. The problem with those though is they are going to add to the workload and I'm going to be working on those things instead of the manga, which kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm doing. So if you have any good ideas for support perks or anything like that, please let me know. I figured these behind the scenes I figured that these behind the scenes videos would be kind of nice because you get like updates in real time as to what I'm working on and what I'm doing. So at least so that's something. But if you have any cool Patreon perks or anything like that that you feel like would be relevant for a manga like this, please let me know your ideas. I asked in my Discord as well. So I'll be reading between that and this, which is another point on here. If you want to keep up with what I'm actually doing, there will be a link to my Discord in the description. So that way, at least you know what I'm up to. And I'll be asking a lot of questions and input and stuff about the manga as well. But I was thinking maybe I could release like little teasers or work in progresses, behind the scenes, include bonus character journals. Like obviously there's going to be the 19 journals from these characters, but then there is also maybe going to be like Jonas Jonas Burnals for everyone else, because you're going to notice that from the list of characters that are included in these journals, Warnies are actually not a part of it. So maybe we could have Warnie's journal entries be Patreon exclusives or maybe early access. So everyone gets them. It's just patrons get them first. I don't know. But if you come up with cool perks or anything like that, please let me know because I don't have ideas. So I'm asking you for ideas. I'm harassing you, the audience, you, the person watching this video. You lock into that big brain of yours. I need you to give me wisdom and knowledge because, like I said, I'm very good at regulating my own projects and I usually get them done and I'm very good at self-directing. This will be done one day. But the problem with that is I don't know how to take people on that journey with me as well. So hopefully these behind the scenes videos help, assuming that it's not all completely blurred out. I don't know. Like I guess this is a spoiler, but this is a spoiler for something that's going to be like years from now, because you're not even getting this story, you nerd. You're getting the prequel. You're getting that one. You're getting this story. So yeah, uh, yeah, that's it. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I hope y'all have a good day. I'll link my Patreon as well. So pretty much the things, a summary, I guess, of what I'm doing is I am writing the manga. The prequel is actually completely written out. I just need to storyboard that instead of this. I'm going to be working on the Demon Unwarney story. Help me come up with good Patreon rewards to tempt people so that they give me their money, because I'm going to be spending all of that money on either gacha games or food. And yeah, that's about it. I have a Discord. Join that, so when I ask questions, you can be a part of it. Yeah, I think that's everything. Why are you still here? Check the links. The links.